Hello everyone, welcome to Pabbly. In this video, we are going to talk about API settings in Pabbly Subscription Billing. So APIs are a great way to integrate your Pabbly Subscription Billing account with other platforms, softwares and websites. So in Pabbly Subscription Billing, when you are logged in, you will go on settings and find the API settings. So you'll have your API keys. You can regenerate it as many as times you want if you feel that there is a need. And you can use our API documentation to fire some APIs and make changes in your Pabbly subscription billing account. So in this video, we are going to try firing some APIs like creating a customer, updating details of a customer and getting the list of all the customers. So we'll see how it can be done. So I'll click on the API documentation and this will open in a new tab, and we have a different software which is Pabbly email marketing. We have API docs for that as well. And we have a subscription billing, which is Pabbly subscription billing. And on the drop down menu, when you click, you get all the options that you can do with APIs in Pabbly subscription billing. So we'll try getting the list of all customers in our account. But before starting, I need to highlight few things, like we use endpoint URLs that are available in our documentation, and the authorization type that we use in Pabbly subscription billing API is basic authorization. And for the username and password, you'll be using your API key and secret key. So API key will be your username and secret key is going to be your password. So we'll try firing this API for get method, and the action that is going to happen is our list of all the customers is going to appear in front of us in JSON format. So we'll run this in Postman. So I'm going to run this on web, and I'll simply click this and I'll log in with my Google account. Once it is open, you just have to select the drop down menu and open the API that you want to try. So I want to try getting the list of all customers in my Pabbly subscription billing account. So I'll select this option, and the method is already selected. The endpoint URL is automatically filled. We just have to select the authorization and write our API key and secret key. So I'll copy it from my account and paste it on the Postman. So after this, we just need to fire the API. You see that the authorization type was automatically populated because of this documentation. So you just have to send this to get the API response, and we got our response. So we got the status is success and the status is 200 OK. That means your API was successfully fired and you have the list of all customers in this JSON format. This is email address of one of my customer that is in my account, and similarly there will be list of all the customers. So this is how you fire one API. We'll try firing some more APIs, like we'll try to create a customer. So for this, I'll change to post method and create customer. So this is what we are going to try now, and to create the customer we need to follow the documentation. We'll go back to our documentation and we'll click on the post create customer. There are two APIs. One is example. So if you just want to test, you can use this, but if you really want to create a customer, so you can use the other one, which is at the last, create customer. And here we have the endpoint URL. This is automatically in our documentation because of this. And then we need certain attributes that are required to make a customer in our Pabbly subscription billing account, like the first name, email address, and the last name. These three are mandatory details to create a customer. So we'll be needing this, and we have to use the variables as it is, like first name should be first underscore name, last name should be last underscore name, and the email ID as email underscore ID. So we'll copy this and paste it in Postman. So first name, we need to select the parameters. We'll write the first name, then the last name, and the email ID. So these are the three mandatory details to create a customer, but you can add as many as details that you want, like company name, website, phone number, billing address, shipping address, etc. For the attributes, you can use the form data to learn how to enter the variables, like zip code should be like this, and similarly you can refer it for every option. And now we'll go back to the postman. For this API, the name of the customer is gonna be John, and the last name is gonna be, so this is gonna be the last name of our customer, and the email address is jon@pabbly.com. So this are the details of our customer. Now we just have to select the authorization, which is already selected, and this is the key and password that we have already entered because we fired our API before. After we have made sure that our API key and secret key is correct, we just need to fire the API. So I'll click on send, and our customer has been successfully created. That the status is 200 OK, which means it was successful. We'll go back to our Pabbly subscription account to see if the customer was created or not. So I will just refresh this, and yes, here's my customer, the name that we chose, and the email address. So this is how you can use the create customer API, which is post method. Now we're gonna try one more API of updating customer details. So we'll go back to our documentation, and you'll see that we have the endpoint URL where we have to enter customer ID, which is in bracket. So we'll see how we can find the customer ID. For now, I'll just copy this URL and open a new tab in Postman and change it to this. And I'll change the method. We have to select put as per our documentation, and we have to enter the customer ID in this section. So we make sure that you do not include the bracket. You just have to get the customer ID. So I'll go back in my Pabbly subscription account to fetch the customer ID. So we'll be updating details of this same customer that we just created. So we want to change the name. So we'll change the name by getting the customer ID. Here is our customer ID. I'll simply copy this and paste it in Postman's endpoint URLs end, and we have got the customer ID. And now we'll go back to the documentation and see what attributes do we need to update the details. So to update the details, all the variables are optional. Nothing is mandatory. If you want to update the first name, you just have to use the first name. If you want to update the last name, you can use the last name, and similarly other fields. So we'll try updating the first name. We'll try to change it to John, John. Right now it is Jon, John, and we'll change it to John, John. And we'll just go and check if our authorization is correct or not. So I'll go and select the basic auth, and I'll have to check it is 236 at the end, and in this, yes, it is same. So we'll make sure that it is correct, and after we are done, we just have to fire the API, and yes, we got the successful message 200 OK. That means it was successful, and customer profile updated successfully. We'll go back into our account to see the change, and yes, you see that our customer's name has been changed. It was Jon, John, now it is John, John. So this is how you can use API, and you can refer to this API documentation. We'll provide you the link. And if you find anything difficult, or if you have any questions, let us know at admin@pabbly.com. Thanks for watching.